Stay tuned for Airgun Detectives.
Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. I'm JC, your host. Today we're going to take the mystery out of the Hatsan Model 25 SuperTact. This is the one with the Vortex piston. But before we get started on that, do me a favor if you hadn't already, please hit that subscribe button in the corner. It doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free, but it really helps support the channel. So I really appreciate that. Also, check out my website if you have a chance, www.airgundetectives.com. On the site, I've got the t-shirts, I've got hats, and guess what? The Generation 2 bipods are back in and they're better than ever. So check that out when you have a chance. All right, let's get back to our Hatsan here. This is the SuperTact. This is basically a pistol. It's a break barrel pistol, and then it's got this nice adjustable stock on it. And yet this can be adjusted for the length of pull, and then it also has a cheek rest that's adjustable. So it's really nice. The overall stock on this, it's kind of got a nice rubbery type texture, which is really neat. So basically what this is a break barrel pistol, and this one is in .177 caliber. And the Vortex gas piston ones were pretty much only in .177. I know they made a spring piston version that was in .22 caliber. And then currently, I think they're hard to get, but I think they're coming back. They're coming in again. And they make a quiet energy model too. It's supposed to be a little quieter. But anyway, the gun itself, this weighs about 5.5 pounds. Does not come with a scope. What it does come is with the fiber optic sights here. In the rear, they have the True Glow fiber optic. So you got the red in the front, and then you have the green in the back. Fully adjustable for elevation, windage. It does come with the Quattro trigger. It's not exactly the same style trigger as the rifle, but very, very similar. It's similar, so it's adjustable. It has a 9-inch barrel, so it's a short barrel. Remember I said this is a pistol, so it is a short-inch barrel. The overall length, depending on where you have the stock, I mean, it could be 30 inches, or if you bring this back all the way back in, it can be 26 inches. And then you can actually push this button in here. There's a button in the rear here. If you want to actually take the stock off, it pops off. You just push this button in here and then pull the stock and it comes off. I'm not going to do it, but it's simple enough. And then if you just want to use it like a pistol, you can use it like a pistol. So you get the best of both worlds with it. Hatsan claims this will get about 675 feet per second with a lead pellet, and that's usually a light lead pellet. They also claim this is a 50-pound cocking effort. I don't believe it for 1 second. This one is not. I would say this one, are you kidding me? This is maybe 20, 25 tops. There's nothing to it. But that's what they claim. And then we're going to go ahead and test it. We're going to put it through our tests, and we'll go from there. Also, I want to cover the fact this does come with a textured grip. This comes with a textured right-handed grip. That's standard. This is one of those thumb grips where you put your hand in. Well, I'm left-handed, so I ordered the left-handed versions. And then what I did is I just used the neutral side on both sides and made it ambidextrous. So you can grip it this direction, obviously, or flip it around in this direction. So I took the thumb guide portion off. I have one in left-handed because the left-handed comes at, but it's really an ambidextrous rifle, which is really nice. So you left-handers, you're in good shape here. Okay, also the other thing is this is actually a cocking handle on it. It comes standard. This cocking handle right here. If you didn't want the cocking handle, you can unscrew that and you can put this little teeny piece on there. But this makes it so nice to cock it. I don't know why you would ever take it off. That's what you would go with, without a doubt. All right, let's go test this and then we'll come back and talk about it. So stay tuned for the next segment. Let's test our SuperTact here. We'll over the Crony. We'll do 5 shots, average it out like we usually do. I'm just going to use a lightweight. Well, it's not really lightweight. It's kind of your average 7-grain lead pellet. It's just your RWS. And then I'm going to show you velocities on 2 other pellets on this. But don't be surprised. I think this thing, it's not going to be quite up to the 700 feet per second they're claiming. Anyway, this specific model. But let's shoot 5. We'll put 5 over the Crony. See how well we do. All right. Let's go. Shot number 1. What was that? 562. Shot number 2. Mm, 546. Shot number 3. 536. Shot number 4. 552. And shot number 5. 525. That one dropped way off. All right, a couple other pellets. Your standard Premier Hollow Points, Crossman, 7.9 grain, looking at about 525. And the 7.87 grain, the H&N, the match lights, we got 549 feet per second. So roughly the same as what we're shooting here. But in my opinion, a little underpowered. I don't know if you guys know this, the Hatsans traditionally have the worst stock piston seals you can come across. They do. They just seem to fail after about 500 to 800 rounds. I probably have probably at least 15 different Hatsans that have piston seals in them, and I've replaced half of them. This one I think may be a candidate for it as well. Not sure. But let's see how accurate it is. Let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's test out our SuperTact for some accuracy here. We're going to go ahead and shoot. This is not overly pellet picky. You can use the inexpensive Crossman pellets, quite a few others. But I wanted to try to show you guys the best accuracy I could. So we're going to use the H&N Sport, the final match lights. These, in my practice rounds, they were pretty good. So they're a 7.87 grain pellet. And also, once again, we're going to use our Splatterburst targets. I want to thank them for providing these to me. I really like the way they show the impact on camera, so you definitely can tell where the pellets are hitting. So I'll leave a link for you guys down below on that. So I bumped us all the way out with this SuperTact, all the way out to 20 yards. So go ahead and take a quick look. This is how far we're shooting from. All right, so what we're going to do, once again, grouping. If it doesn't hit the bullseye every time, that's okay. We want to see how tight a group that we can make. So let's see what happens. All right. That's one. And 2. And 3. For a barrel this short, we're not doing bad for 20 yards back. Think about it. This is really a pistol. All right. And 4. And let's do one more. And 5. Yeah, not too shabby of a group at all. Not too shabby, especially for this distance. So let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's do a trigger test on our SuperTact and see what type of pull weight we've got. I've had this gun for quite a few years. I think I might have put a couple extra, just a little bit longer screws in the trigger. There's 2 of them that go in the bottom of the Quattro. And I think it might have lightened it up a little bit. But it's a good performing trigger, I can tell you that much. But let's test it out. We got our trusty Lyman trigger gauge here. Let's get that reset. Let's see what our pull weight is. Yeah, we're at 1 pound. 1 pound, 5/10 of an ounce. Yeah, so it's definitely a nice light trigger, perfect for target shooting. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Let's do a little plinking with our SuperTact. We're gonna go ahead and use the same pellets we use for our target practice, the H&N's, the final match. Go ahead and look at the distance we're shooting from. Same 20 yards. We got a little orange object, couple of shotgun shells, a pellet can, some PVC, bottle cap, a few things. Let's see if we can knock those down. Like I said, this part's the most fun because we got to knock things down. So let's see how well we do. All right. Let's go for the small little orange object there to the left. We'll start with that. That's like the smallest object. So let's see how well we do. See ya. All right. Shotgun shell to the left there. See ya. All right. The pellet can is probably a piece of cake, so let's skip that. We can hit that last if we want to. Let's hit the other shotgun shell where we just see just the bottom of it there. Here you go. This thing is pretty accurate. Seriously. For this shorter barrel and this distance, wow. Okay, little bottle cap there. Dismissed. And that little piece of dried PVC there. Used to be an old sprinkler line. I said, hey, rather than throw this out, let's use it for target practice. All right. And our PVC. There you go. And let's just go ahead and hit the pellet can because I never like to leave a target standing if I can help it. And let's just put this one right in the center of that can. There you go. This gun is a lot of fun. Hardly any recoil, easy to cock, and it's pretty quiet. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's wrap this up with our conclusion here. How'd our Hatsan Mod 25 do? I'd say it did pretty well. Pretty well. But like anything else, when we get into these, let's talk about the negatives. What do you guys think my #1 negative was here? You're right. Very poor velocity in my opinion. I mean, it still shot in the mid 500s, but that's over 100 feet per second. Actually, it's 125 feet per second, less than what Hatsan's claiming. So there could be a bad piston seal in this one. And I looked at the standard deviation when we chronoed it, and it was like over a 14 feet per second in the standard deviation. So it's possible. Hatsan is known, I don't know if you guys know this, but they're known for horrible, and I mean horrible, and I know this from personal experience, bad piston seals. And once you change those seals out and you clean this up a bit, they make great guns. But from the factory, in my experience, these seals seem to go out between about 500 and 800 rounds and they're done. And I think it has to do with a lot of quality control of how they're put together. But in my experience, the standard piston seals in the Hatsans, for the most part, are a problem. But let's talk about the positives. The positive is, this is a cool looking gun. It really is. And I love the fact that it has this adjustable stock on it, because I like the little compactness of being a pistol, and you have the option where you can take the stock off and make it just the pistol, or you shoot it carbine style. You also have the 11mm grooves for a scope. Now I put a 11mm to a Picatinny adapter on this, and then we mounted the little scope on here, which is great. It's great. And you guys saw how accurate this thing is. This thing is really, really accurate. I mean, we were shooting 1/2-inch groups at 20 yards. And then I think to myself, well, maybe if we even put a better piston seal in this and I clean it up, it might even do better. And we'll see. That's something I'm going to address. I haven't shot this, to be honest with you. It's been tucked away for a couple years, so this is the first time I've shot it in a long time. What else is really positive about this? The grips on this thing are great. The rubber grips, they really feel good. And I told you in the right-handed version, they come with the thumb groove. And then you can also, there's an option to order the left-handed ones. I thought the rifle was pretty quiet. I would say it's completely, or pistol. It's definitely backyard friendly in my opinion. And they still claim it's around a 50-pound cocking effort. This one is not. And I don't know if it has to do with the gas piston or what, but this one is not that heavy of a cocking effort. I would say it's half of what they're claiming. But fun gun to shoot. It's compact. I like the fact it's got this nice, good-looking, all-metal cocking handle. It's not plastic. All this is metal, which is great. So they did a pretty good job putting this package together. But because of the lack of velocity, I'm going to have to give it 4 stars. It's getting 4 stars. If it was shooting up closer to the 650, 675 range, then, you know, this would be a 5-star gun. But right now, no, it's 4 stars. Also, I just want to mention the trigger on these. They really are nice, the Quattro triggers. And I looked it up. I did put a couple extra or just a little bit longer screws in the bottom of this. There's 2 screws that go in there. And you saw what it did. It really lightened it up. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Airgun Detectives. And don't forget, this is where we take the mystery out of the airgun. So until next time, I hope you're getting a lot of shooting in. And I hope your families are all well. And God bless.